and we are learning Laplace transformations. Okay. Now in today's lecture we will see some properties of Laplace transform. Okay. Properties. Now one property we have already seen in some last lectures, that is linearity property. What was the property? That Laplace transforms of the linear combination of the function is equal to linear combination of Laplace transform. That is Laplace transform of C1f1 plus C2f2 up to Cn fn was equal to C1 into Laplace transform of f1 plus C2 into Laplace transform of f2 up to plus Cn into Laplace transform of fn. Okay. Now today we will see next property is shifting property. Shifting property. Okay. Now what is the shifting property? Now there is theorem which is already asked in exam 2 times. Okay. So shifting property we will see in terms of theorem. Okay. So first shifting theorem. So first shifting theorem. The theorem is if Laplace transform of f of t is equal to f of s, then Laplace transform of e raised to power at into a function f of t is equal to f of s minus. Okay. This is the shifting property. If you multiply a function by e raised to power at, if our function is after Laplace transformation is f of s, then after multiplication with e raised to at, we get f of s minus a. So f of s, so s is shifted to s minus a. Okay. This is the first shifting theorem. Here s is shifted to s minus a when we multiply function by f of t by e raised to power at. Okay. We will prove this theorem. Okay. So proof is very simple. So suppose or let Laplace transform of f of t is equal to f of s which exists. Okay. F of s exists for some s greater than alpha. Okay. Now we know Laplace transform of f of t, we know its value or its definition is equal to 0 to infinity e raised to power minus st. Laplace transform of f of t is equal to integration from 0 to infinity e raised to power minus st into f of t dt. Okay, this is the definition of Laplace transform of the function. Okay. Now we have to find Laplace transform of e raised to power at into f of t. Okay. So using same definition, Laplace transform of e raised to power at into f of t is equal to. So here function is e raised to power at into f of t. So same definition will be this is equal to integral from 0 to infinity. The function is e raised to power at. We know Laplace transform of e raised to power Laplace transform of t is e raised to power minus st into function. So Laplace transform of this function is e raised to power minus st as it is into given function. Okay. Function is e raised to power at f of t dt. Laplace transform of e raised to power t is equal to e raised to minus st into function is e raised to power at f of t, integral from 0 to infinity. Okay. Now here e raised to power minus st, e raised to power at, t is common. So this is equal to, so Laplace transform of e raised to power at into f of t is equal to integral form 0 to infinity e raised to power minus st e raised to power at. So here we take minus t outside. So e raised to power minus, we will write in after bracket minus, here s is minus, we are taking minus outside, so yes is here. Here it is plus a, but we are taking minus outside, so we write minus a into t common, okay, into f of t d. Okay, see, e raised to power minus st at, so at minus st, that is a minus s, but we are taking minus common, so minus is, okay, so minus we are taking common, so s minus a and t is common. Now look at this, e raised to power minus s minus a t f of t dt. E raised to power minus s t f of t dt, it is the Laplace transform of f of t, okay, and this value is equal to this, okay. What is the value? E raised to power minus s t f of t dt. Here compare this and this, here f of t dt, here f of t dt. So here it is e raised to power minus st, it is e raised to power minus s minus at. This value is f of s, okay, because here it's minus s into t, this value will be minus, here minus s into t, so value, total value is noted as f of s. Here value is minus s minus st, okay, so instead of s, here is s minus a, no other difference, so this value is equal to f of s minus. Understand? Here this value is f of s, because here coefficient of t is minus s, here coefficient of t is minus s minus a, so this value is equal to f of s minus a. Okay. So Laplace transform of e raised to power at into f of t is equal to f of s minus. Okay. This is the first shifting theorem, or is the shifting property. By multiplication with e raised to power at, f of s is shifted to f of s minus a. Or we can keep in mind this property using one simple concept, that Laplace transform of e raised to power at into f of t is equal to Laplace transform of f of t, but here s tends to s minus. Okay, we can use this concept, that Laplace transform e raised to power at f of t is same as finding Laplace transform f of t, just replace s by s minus. Okay, this is the first shifting theorem or shifting property of Laplace transformation. Okay, the next property is change of scale property. Okay, if Laplace transform of the function f of t is f of s, then Laplace transform function f of a into t. So we have done scaling here. Where is t? Here a into t. We always equal to 1 by a into f of s by a. Okay, we will prove this. Okay, we have Laplace transform of the function by definition is equal to 0 to infinity e raised to power minus st f of t dt is equal to our f of s, that is say exists for some s greater than alpha. Okay, this value is known as f of s. Okay, now we have to find Laplace transform of f of at. So instead of t, put here at. This is equal to integration from 0 to infinity e raised to power minus st into f of at dt. Now for our simplicity, put a into t is equal to u. This implies a into dt is equal to du. So we are changing the variable. Instead of t, our new variable is u. So after differentiation, a is constant, so a into dt is equal to du. Okay, so put this value here. Okay, so this implies L of the Laplace transform of f of at is equal to integral from 0 to infinity. Okay, e raised to power minus s into t. From this, t is equal to u upon a. So put the value of t. S into u upon a. Okay. Into f of at. At is equal to u. So f of u and dt is dt is equal to du. This implies dt is equal to du upon a. This a goes to divided. So du upon a. So here 1 upon a is constant. We can take outside the integration. This is equal to 1 by a, 0 to infinity, e raised to power minus. We make here some small arrangement, minus s by, okay, minus s by a into u. Okay. Then here f of u into d. Okay. Now look at this. E raised to power minus some number into u into f of u du. This is like e raised to power minus st f of t dt. So using general definition, this is nothing but equal to Laplace transform. Now see, compare this factor and this factor. Okay. Here variable is t, here variable is u. Here f of u du, f of t dt. It is your minus s t, t f of t dt. So here u f of u du. Okay. Some variable here. Okay. This is nothing but this is f of s, the coefficient of variable. Here the coefficient of variable is, here variable is u, its coefficient is s by a. This is nothing but f of s by. You understand? This is the f of s. The f of s. So this is like f of u du. So instead of t put u. So e raised to power minus su, f of u du. So coefficient of u is minus s. So it is f of s. Here coefficient of u is minus s by h. This is f of s by e. This is the scaling property, change of scale property. Okay. And how to keep in mind this property? This property is like Laplace transform of f of at is always equal to, keep in mind this as like this, 1 by the coefficient of t, always 1 by a. If a is the coefficient of t, then it becomes 1 by a into Laplace transform of f of t. Okay, but here it is yes, here it is s by a. So here s change to s by a. So in this way we use the change of scale property. See here s change to s by a. So find Laplace transform of f of at. Find Laplace transform of f of t and make two changes. When we take Laplace transform, we get a function in variable s. So instead of s, put s by a and multiply the whole factor by 1 by a. This is the change of scale property. Okay, friends. In this lecture, we have learned two properties. One is shifting property, and one is change of scale property. Okay. Now using these properties, we will solve two examples. Okay. The first example is to find Laplace transform of e raised to power 4t into t2. Okay. So focus on this. This is like e raised to power 80 into function. So we have to use shifting property here. Okay. So we know shifting theorem. What is shifting theorem? Laplace transform of e raised to power 80 of function. How it transform? Is nothing but take the Laplace transform of the function and shift s to s minus a. Here a is 4, so shift s to s minus 4. So using shifting property, so we will solve this using shifting property. We have Laplace transform of e raised to power 4t into t cube is equal to, take Laplace transform of function. Here function is t cube and shift s to s minus a. Here a is 4. E raised to power 80. Here a is 4. We know Laplace transform of elementary function t raised to power n. Keep in mind one thing, you must know Laplace transform of elementary functions. What are elementary functions like t raised to power n, sin at, sin h at, cos at, etc. We have seen some 5-6 example of Laplace transform of elementary function. You must keep them in mind to solve any example. Now look at here. Again, come to the elementary function t raised to power n. Here t raised to power 3. Okay. We know Laplace transform of elementary function t raised to power n is n factorial upon s raised to power n plus 1. Here n is 3. So Laplace transform of t cube is 3 factorial upon s raised to power 3 plus 1, that is s raised to power 4. But we are finding Laplace transform of this function. So by shifting theorem, we have to shift s to s minus 4 in this answer. So in this answer, shift s to s minus 4. Okay. So the answer is 3 factorial upon s minus 4 raised to power 4. Okay. This is the application of shifting property or shifting theorem. So you have to find Laplace transform of e raised to power 4 t into t cube, just knowing Laplace transform of t cube. Okay. So this is the application of shifting property or shifting theorem. Okay. Now we will solve another example to find Laplace transform of sin h 3t. Okay. Now see here, multiple of t is 3. This is like f of a t, and so we have to use here scaling property. Okay. Here scaling of the function by factor a. Here a is equal to 3. We know using change of scale property. Okay. Change of scale property, we have Laplace transform of sin h 3t. Okay. Here we know Laplace transform function f of a t. Function is sin h t. So here a is 3, sin h 3t. Okay. So for this, using change of scale property, we know this Laplace transform of this function f of a t is equal to 1 by a. Here a is 3 into Laplace transform of function is sin h t. Okay. Here factor we have taken here 1 by 3, and s is shifted to s by a. Here a is 3, so s is shifting to s by 3. Now again here elementary function sin h t. Okay. So the answer is equal to 1 by 3 as it is. Then Laplace transform of sin h t. We know Laplace transform of sin h t. Laplace transform is, what is here, sin h factor of t, the coefficient of t is 1. So 1 upon s square minus factor is 1, s square minus 1 square. If here sin h a t, then answer will be a upon a square minus a square. A is 1 now. Okay. So 1 upon a square minus 1 square. 1 square is always equal to 1. Okay. And in the answer, shift s to s by 3. So the answer will become 1 by 3 as it is into 1 upon value of s is now s by 3. So s square is s by 3 whole square, that is s square upon 3 square, that is s square upon 9. S square upon 9 minus 1. This is equal to 1 by 3 as it is. Now we will do this subtraction. So 1 upon s square minus 9, s square minus 9 upon 9. So upon 9 will go to numerator. So 3 is a 9. So answer is 3 upon s square minus 9. Okay, this is the application of change of scale property and shifting property. Okay, so thank you.